night.
You did a really good job. Okay, so here's the good news. On the redo, it works. Why is it doing that? I don't know. I'm gonna get a hold of StreamYard and be like, your stuff broken, bro. We
You're
ain't
gonna
got
be like, it's not us, it's you,
we ain't
StreamYard.
got time for this. Come
We
on
know
now.
other people get it done with no problems, but those are not us.
We've done this so many times before. I just don't know why it's doing
Now
this.
you guys see why, all two of you. Yay, Felicia, welcome. Welcome, Hooli. We're going to figure it out someday, guys. We're going to figure it
Just
out. Probably
annoying.
just not today.
It's just
Sorry,
annoying.
Frank. Sorry. Okay, we're back, guys, and we're so excited because remember how I've been typing up these documents and reading them to you, and Jim's like, "Oh my gosh, it's taking you forever to read these questions." Well, after seeing last night K-Pro and Mike just playing a piece of it, we were like, why are they so brilliant? So tonight, rather than me reading the questions, we're going to go to the man, the myth, the legend all by himself. But first, as is our tradition, I'm Emma.
I'm Jim, and we are Treasure Hunt with us. And I had just a little bit of work to do to get this up and running, but then
Okay, so
then we're good to go. So you're gonna have to just talk and entertain people if you can, please. Thank
ooh,
you very
we're in
much.
trouble. Okay, so I love that round 3. Let's go. Thanks, Petey.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is following Uncle Hyram? Who subscribes to Uncle Hyram?
Oh, I do.
I do. If you subscribe to Uncle Hyram, throw something in there so I know because
It's
when we
important.
were, huh?
It's important.
Oh, I like that. Rob's like Jim's man. It's true. Okay, so when we were in Montana, we hung out with Jim's self-proclaimed best friend, cousin Lori. We keep
Not
talking.
self-proclaimed. She just doesn't
Oh,
know it yet. But
oh,
it's
okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes. I know she's your best friend. Okay,
yes.
so, yeah. So there you go. Okay, so that's his best friend. So we have been talking about how like Uncle Hyman is really he's the key to Justin's origin story, right? I mean, obviously treasures in their blood. It's like their family's like legacy, right? But Uncle Hiram really did so much more. So there may potentially be a video coming that's Uncle Hiram. I'm not saying it's Justin, I'm saying it's Uncle Hiram talking about Victoria Peak. I'm just saying, if you're not subscribing, how would you know? If he told you there's a clue in the music, if you're not looking at his stuff, how would you know? You wouldn't. You'd be like, I don't know. I just don't know. So thank you, Hooli. Hooli just posted Uncle Hiram's page in there. Subscribe. You got to subscribe. You do not want to be the guy that misses it or the girl. Don't miss it. Are you
You
talking
do
to me
not
now?
want to miss it.
Oh,
We're also going to be putting I heard that's going to be up there is some new music, including maybe the songs in the audiobook, which some people don't have the audiobook. You wanted to know the songs, you wanted to hear the songs. Well, guess what? They may be going up on that website too. So if you're not subscribed, what are
if
you
you're not
doing? You're doing
subscribed,
it
you don't
wrong.
know. And think about
You're
this.
doing
It's
it
like
wrong.
it's free. Like, why wouldn't you subscribe? Right? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you subscribe? Well,
And you
but
want
not
to be
only
up to
that,
date.
the thing about this process, and again, we know we're freshman treasure hunters, but you know what we're doing? We're getting it done. And by that I mean we're talking about it. We definitely don't have a treasure box in our hand or a treasure container, if you
You
will.
know, I'll say this. Now that I know so many people started from Golden Green, we might not be freshmen. We
We
might have
might be
moved up to
old now.
sophomore.
We're
We're
old people.
well,
We're
I was gonna say
sophomores.
sophomore. I wouldn't say we're old. You know what I
Sophomore. I
mean?
am
But we're
old. I'm
sophomores.
always the first person to say that I'm old. But here's the thing. I want every opportunity to know the possibilities. And if it's something that's free, heck
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in for it. Okay, so let me apologize. Scott is on his way to Montana, so I have the dogs. So Otis and Sammy might be helping me with this live tonight. Otis just walked in here. God knows what we're gonna get. He may have his opinions and let us know about them. Yeah, like the treasure could be here in
Boom.
the
Last
oh,
thing.
look at Medina. Like, listen, hey, I'm not saying that it's a clue. I'm just saying this. Justin told you in Golden Greed to find the treasure, you had to know the man. Who doesn't believe that knowing the man who helped with the backstory, why wouldn't that be important, right? And
It
again,
is definitely important.
hey, Bobby Heron. Thanks. So many people in the house tonight, guys. We're so grateful. Okay, so I don't remember if I said it on the one that failed or on this one, but we're going to use K-Pro and Mike's strategy of last night of playing the video. Our video is ugly. We admit that. Well, it's not ugly. It has Cynthia and Justin. It's fantastic.
They
But
moved back, the lights blaring it, you'll see it, but the
yeah,
audio
but the
really good.
audio is
So
on point because we mic'd them with these cool little mics
yeah.
from whatever the heck company that is. But they were on point. Our videos, our audio is crystal clear. So
The
rather than
question
me,
before this, before we
yeah,
started, the
okay.
question before this was talking about his genealogy and ancestry.com and stuff like that. And I don't think I mentioned it last night, but when he said when someone sent me their ancestry.com and I was able to see that I had a long lost sister named Emma, that was so
Why are
brilliant
you
in this.
perpetuating this? There's a woman who thinks I'm bad.
I know, actually, that's we got
It's
an
not
email going.
funny.
They
We're
wear
joking
their
and
hat
she's
the same, so they
yeah,
do
yeah.
actually wear
Apparently
the
the
hat.
proof that I'm actually Justin's long lost sister is because I wear my hat like Justin wears his hat, which I think means forward facing and on my head. I
Yes.
am not related to Justin Posey. I'm just
Are,
not.
are you
I'm
ready for this?
go ahead.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, go.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, here we go. So here's our first question out of the gate, guys.
What is your best advice to approaching a solve?
Can you hear it? What's your best advice for approaching a solve?
What's the strategy and the best process?
Wait, good question. Poem, book, show. Oh, sure. Best process or strategy.
Can you hear it better now, Rob? There you go. Maybe replay it from the beginning, Jim.
Heard about this. Had no idea about this forest sentencing.
They can't hear it.
So I
They
think
can now, but pull it back. Let's start that question over.
Are you going to do all these?
Yeah. See what we can do.
Okay, good. Okay. I like this one. What is your best advice to approaching a solve? Poem, book? I don't know that word. What's the strategy and the best process?
Wait, good question. Poem, book, show. Oh, sure. Best process or strategy. So I think most people that have heard about this had no idea about this forest sentencing. So I think like the show is just a good primer for that to kind of understand a little bit of the backstory. There are definitely hints in the series that I snuck in, but you know the bulk of the important stuff I would say is in the book and the poem. So I guess the process I would suggest is you watch the series, try not to fall asleep. You even more challenging, try and read that book.
Oh my gosh.
Internet. That's why I'm chief technology officer.
Are you
All
kidding
did
me?
was-
Okay, pause that. Okay, so
Hold on, he's not done.
Exactly.
you have
Stupid.
commercials. Why
Yeah,
are you not
stupid
paying for upgraded YouTube?
Whatever.
No.
You're
it's
so
not
Oh
cheap.
my
selling.
gosh.
It's
That
Oscar
sandwich
Mayer
is
Deli Bread.
delicious. Sandwich.
We're sponsored by Oscar Myers. Here we go.
And then read the poem a few times, and then go back through it again, the show really slowly, and think about each scene. And actually, this is kind of funny. To my uncertain knowledge, there are 2 hints in the Netflix series that I laugh every time they come up because they're to me like they're super obvious, and no one has noticed. And I'm just kind of blown away at this point, and I feel like it's a joke or something that nobody's telling me. But there are 2 scenes in particular where I don't understand what's happening. Super obvious. I almost want to say it, like no.
Say it.
No.
Say it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so she's going to go into the next question, so I'll just pause it here. But I thought this was super interesting, mainly because he gives you a process. I'm wondering if anybody's done that process yet, which is basically, read. You've done it, but basically you've read the poem multiple times, and then you've gone back and watched the show slowly. And of course, that's after reading the book and all that. So you've done that.
I've done it. Well, I listened. Okay, so I combo read the book and the audio because I can listen to the audio while I'm.
Keep going.
Maybe I don't know. He's got to try harder. BH. He's got to try harder. But here's my thing, like the book is the book. I mean, there's some little differences, but yeah. So when I can't read, then I'm listening. When I can't listen, then I read. Or when I can read instead of listen, I listen. So um yeah, I guess I'm not as smart as Justin Posey, but I have about 3 or 4 ideas, and I think that they're all kind of, some of them are in alignment with the things that I'm hearing, and some of them aren't. And I just thought, I mean, how many other people have, let's put up a poll, who's gone back and rewatched Golden Greed again? And did you watch all 3 episodes? I'm wondering, or just 2, because I've unfortunately watched all 3 multiple times since last Saturday.
Yeah, I've definitely watched them all again. Matter of fact, I was watching it again today just to make sure everything's right. Let me bring that up here. Make sure that we're still on a very slim delay.
No, Hooli, Jam is very fiscally responsible, and I'm always like, yeah, this commercial's got to go.
I
I'm like,
know, I know.
and then I'm like, ooh, I can download it. I fly all the time, so I'm like, I can download a video, because I would say I generally fly American. They're not our sponsor. They're not anything like that, but I live in Charlotte, so it's like easy to get out of here on American. But it's about 75% of the time I've got fantastic Wi-Fi, and 25% of the time I'm mad at American. So I always download at least 2 or 3, things to watch from Netflix, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. So I've got something to keep me going while I'm flying someplace. Okay, so people are watching multiple times.
Yeah, here we go. So this is
You're
what
right, BH. You never go back. It's worth it.
started out with 2 and then went all to all 3, right? So
Right.
that's what I did. I actually watched the first one, and now here's what I did. I think I kind of touched on this basically. Is I basically watched Golden Greed like 3 times, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm just watching the Justin scenes. You know what I mean? I only watched the Justin scenes, and I had to go back now, and now I watched the whole thing again, which is great and all, but I really wanted to focus on Justin's scenes. So, but not anymore. And when he says he's not in the scene, I know a lot of people think it's a scene, it's a Justin scene, but he's just not in it.
Treasure
And
Hunt.
here
Hey,
I have
hey,
a
K-Pro.
theory. Here's my theory. K-Pro's here. What's up?
In the
we're not
house.
starting over. So
We're
I have
not
a
starting
theory.
over, K-Pro.
My theory is Justin, when trying to buy the treasure, I'm pretty sure he used Forrest Fenn's lawyer. Now I'm not positive about that, but I think he did. And I'm wondering if the lawyer scenes could possibly have a clue. So I went in there. There's like 2 Abraham Lincoln pictures in there. There's a little red Volkswagen. There's a I love dogs. Who, if you don't love dogs, you're crazy or something like that. I can't remember the sign exactly already.
All you need is love and a dog or something like that.
Yes. So
and that's kind of
all you need is
true.
love and a dog. Yes. See, here we go.
He used
He
Carl.
initially used Carl, so he knows Carl. So he says there was a scene that I kind of had control over. So if he could have been called up Carl and said, "Hey, you're doing a record. Would you mind putting this in your office?"
Sure.
So I'm scouring that office. So that's part of the thing I've been doing. I've watched his scenes really closely, also. So I
here's the
don't
thing,
think
though,
the
too,
lawyer
about.
has a clue. By the way, I think he just said, "Can you put this in your office or something?"
Well, and here's the thing: if Carl was in fact his attorney when they were working through Golden Greed, then it's logical that Justin could control clues in Carl's scene. Now, he couldn't necessarily at the time control whether that scene would make it to the show, but he can control the view. Whereas, like the Hearsts, for example, it looks like they have 2 different locations at least. Obviously, inside a house. I mean, not outside. Hearsts were all over the mountain. Boulder alone, they were. But he couldn't. It's not logical to me that Justin could control the scenes from. That Justin could control the scenes from the hearse, whereas somebody who's a lawyer who likely is giving him advice about this hunt, there's a logical belief that he could control those scenes.
K-Pro coming in with the knowledge, knows all about the Lincoln. I don't have to worry about the Lincolns no more. So thank you so much for that. So, what I thought was interesting about the Hearst scene is I think they have one of the scenes, they have posters of raccoons. And it's like, that is so weird. What is
and you're
that?
like, my best friend has a raccoon,
I know.
loves raccoons. Yeah.
I know. And that's a good question. Has someone been in Carl's office to verify if anything's changed? If he has all the same things, there's nothing there, right? So, and let's see what K-Pro says here. Carl had been let go, in my opinion, by the time that Carl filmed. Oh, good point. Good point. So it may not be there. That's just where I was putting a lot of effort into it, and now I probably just wasted my time. But
interesting. So other thing too, and I'm going to put this out there because it's another great debate. So Justin says it's in a scene that he's not really in, but to me, I felt like there's a scene where he literally taps 3 times one of the pictures when he's flipping through Forrest's book, right? And it's I want to say in
The water
I'm
hole.
think the water hole, which is iron.
It's in Yosemite. It's
It's
iron
iron
something.
something.
I
Gosh,
don't
I can't
have my
believe I
notes
can't believe
on
it.
me.
Maybe it's because I worked so long today. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't say rule anything out either. That's a really good point, Kipro. But
I appreciate context. It helps, you know what I mean, knowing things
right.
like that. So
Is it
yeah,
2 times, April? I thought it was
2
3.
times. Look at this,
But anyway,
man.
he taps it
The
like
rest
to
of it
say,
she's
like,
low.
look, this is pretty obvious. Iron Springs, that's what
Iron
it is.
Spring.
Iron Springs.
Yes.
So that's huge because there's a lot of supposition about like, does this poem start somewhere and then go somewhere
Oh,
else, right?
he
He
taps
taps.
thrice 2 times. I like that word
Okay,
thrice.
listen, that's some
So
detail, friend.
interesting part. So one of my favorite chapters as I was going through on my way home and stuff like that is the treasure trail. So if the triple T, if you haven't listened to that chapter, it's basically a chapter where he lists off a bunch of places that he searched very well. Some places Tucker was allowed to go, and some places he was not allowed to go. But he does mention Iron Springs in there. Of course, Iron Springs has the water hole. So I thought it was interesting. It's definitely
And
a chapter you
Justin
should go back
tapped
and
with his
read.
finger. Justin
Yeah,
taps with his finger. And that's what some people are saying. Well, that doesn't
somebody
count.
taps.
They say
Somebody
that
taps.
doesn't count because he's in that. But I mean, I guess the thing is we both oversimplify certain things and then we exaggerate things, right? And so my thought is, I get why people are saying he's in that, but he's not really in it. Like you don't see his face; it's not the same for me. But I thought it was very distinct, very distinct. And he said it's almost comical to him that people don't acknowledge that. And he mentions Iron Springs in the book.
Yeah, he does actually, and I agree with it. That chapter says a lot. Um, the Sinks Canyon was the last place that him and Tucker literally searched big time. So I did a lot of research into Sinks Canyon. There is a big chunk of it that is BLM land, which again I think it could be on a BLM land. Some parts it's remote. They have some other stuff. They have some rock climbing stuff out there. So that's kind of where I've been digging. So I've been actually digging a little bit in Wyoming, in those areas. So
Sorry,
let's
Sammy's
see.
whining so bad in the other room. Like apparently I'm letting him down that I'm not going to bed at 9 o'clock. So Yellowstone is it's a people. Some people think Yellowstone's out. Some people think Yellowstone's not out. But
I,
I think that
I think Yellowstone's out because of the
okay,
pay. He said it was open 24/7 in
right,
March 27th, and Yellowstone was not open at the time. So I think
right,
it was out and stuff. But I still find it very interesting. He's tapping
right.
water hole, you know what I mean, in that area. And there's like I said, go listen to that chapter. That's a great chapter to listen to. There's so much. To me, it feels like an important chapter. So a lot of times when you read
Right.
chapters, certain chapters feel really important. That one felt really important to me. So
Right.
all
For
right, do you
sure.
want to hear the follow-up question?
Let's hear the follow up.
Okay, well, if I was as good as Mike, I would already have this up. Here we go. I need Mike, man. Here we
Maybe
go.
when you're a big kid.
I know.
The next question, and I'm not serious. The next question. What would you be willing to share this evening that is a clue that would shake the frontier center and Posey treasure hunting community?
Oh man. Oh, oh boy. I'm having an internal debate. Just give me one.
What episode?
He's so funny and charming.
Life is short. Do it.
Okay, how do I phrase it? It's funny, I don't recall which episode. It's either 2 or 3. It is a scene that does not have me in it. But it was a scene that I had some control over. I think if you rewatch it, it'll be pretty obvious. I hope.
Oh, wow. Whoa, that's a good one.
Okay.
I mean, she's right. It was a good one, right?
It was a good one, but it was not pretty obvious, like you said. So, or wasn't super obvious to me. So that's kind of what were just talking about. He was not in the scene. And what I found interesting in this, though, is this question comes up, and I don't know if you saw it, but that cameraman ran up on stage like he wanted to capture that photo. This one in particular, because they were not up there all the time. So I thought the follow-up question, was really important, mainly because the cameraman walked up. I don't know if he was going to answer something else, but then someone yells, "What chapter or what episodes?" And then he said, "Oh, okay, that's what I'll give with you." So
Exactly. Well, and I think that's very interesting too, because Medina just asked, "Is that faking?" It's not faking. I think that there's this underlying current right now that Justin is doing something like I'm trying to pick my words properly. Like that there's some kind of subterfuge, or like he's, like you said, acting or portraying. And
he's got some showmanship.
he is a showman,
Mhm.
but he's also outrageously authentic. He's very much his real self. And you have to remember, Medina, he had just spent 8 hours outside in the elements signing books for thousands of people. I mean, it didn't matter that he had read the questions. He read the questions while he was scarfing down a plate of food. And when I say scarf, they slapped that food down. He got it in his mouth as fast as possible and then went out the door. They were almost having to put it in to-go boxes because they knew that K Pro and I were up there making fools of ourselves on stage, keeping
You
everybody
guys did great.
entertained.
You did great. You guys did wonderful, and nobody can hear you on the live, but you guys did wonderful. So yeah, I think he actually wants to think about this and make sure, he doesn't know which questions are going to be asked. That was actually one of the card questions. It was not even the sheet questions, where we had that. So this came out of a card. So I don't know how much of that he had access to ahead of time too.
Yeah.
So
Well, and the other thing too is he read those like the day before. So I mean, I doubt, did he memorize them? I doubt it. I mean, he's brilliant. He probably could, but did he? So the other thing too is there was someone who mentioned the garage. I mentioned the very first week that we watched this. I'm like, hey, he throws that map from, I want to think it's called Glacier National, but it's actually it's like up on his, what the heck is that called? When you pull up in your tailgate of your car, he throws a map down. And I've always thought that was significant. I actually bought that map. I have it in my weird old lady collection of maps to go with what will I assume will be cats someday. And I couldn't, I mean, part of that's in Canada, but part of it is in the United States. So I also wonder if that's part of it.
yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see a scene in the show with this bike with Tucker on the front of it, did he? I have to go back. I literally just watched that. How could I know? And yeah, what's it called? Emma K-Pro got up on stage, had to entertain the whole entire crowd on a whim. They did such a great job. They have such great banter. It was awesome.
It's fun to talk to K Pro. The woman knows so much stuff. When you're talking to K Pro, it does not matter what you throw at her, she's ready with an answer. And I throw a lot of crazy stuff at her, and she was just like, go, go, go. She
Rob
had it.
runs one of the biggest Facebook Beyond the Map's Edge. So if you're not part of it, get on Facebook, check him out. Go find me. I'll send you there and stuff like that. But he does a Facebook group called Beyond the Map's Edge. So got to check that out. So
Right. It's
okay,
great, and it's really good. It's a really good Facebook group.
we
Okay,
have
but yeah.
pretty much talked about that. Let's see what this next question is. I have no clue what it is. We're gonna find out right now.
Thank you. I was worried I was going to have to get the bear spread.
Cynthia was so funny.
She was. It was fun.
This is from Sterling. What is your favorite color and food?
The color and food.
I
Not
think it's
shrimp.
not shrimp.
Yeah.
Well, I pretty much always wear blue, so blue is my favorite color, kind of a navy blue. Food.
That's good.
Sort of dicey.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's gonna sound strange. I actually really like okra.
That does sound.
I know, right? It is slimy. Fried okra.
Slimy and gross.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, brought to you by Benjamin Moore.
I know. Let me get rid of this for the next question.
But can you believe that he likes okra? You couldn't pay me.
Yeah, a lot of people apparently like okra, not me. So
Does anybody in here like
Blue.
okra? Like enough that you'd be like, that's in my top 5 foods? Anybody? Blue, okay, Blue makes sense. He's a dude. I'm a chicken. I like Blue, but
Now
I don't know.
I know I need to get premium. Apparently, I didn't know I was gonna be showing videos and it's gonna show a commercial every freaking time.
Now you know what it's like to watch our show.
Oh, annoying. I don't know how you guys do it. So
Pickled okra? Okay.
so what sometimes I know that Boris' favorite color mattered. He like always wore purple shirts or something like that, and the area that it was hidden in was on certain maps was purple and stuff like that. So that's the only reason I can think that people are asking that. But I can't think of why someone would care what his favorite food was or what his favorite color was besides that. So okra is a clue.
Duff
In
the
my
Canadian
opinion.
says okra is a clue.
So how is that even a clue? I don't know. I heard fried okra in Texas is pretty popular. So yeah.
I have to tell you, so it's funny. Somebody said if they had ever eaten it, it was by accident. So I was pressured in Texas to try fried okra, and it was as disgusting as remember our stepdad Raymond used to make like fried okra and scrambled eggs. So disgusting. And I felt like the house smelled forever. And something you don't really know about me is I'm actually a really good cook. Like I can cook literally anything. We
True
throw
story.
parties, and I use probably every dish in my whole house. We'll have like 60, 80, 100 people here, and I will cook all of it myself. And I love food, but I have never and would never cook with okra. I just wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's us, but it's very
That's okay.
popular.
It's Justin
Apparently,
loves it, and it's a
Justin's
big
favorite
deal.
food. It probably has to be a clue because who would give that answer is the best. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Orca.
What?
It could be orca. All right. Well, what's this?
What's the best thing I cook?
Man, she's an amazing cook. I mean, literally, she can cook anything. One time, actually, she goes to sleep,
Oh,
dreams about this chicken noodle
pasta
casserole,
dish.
pasta dish, whatever. She wakes up and goes, I can make that. And then now we have it all the time. It's called dream casserole. So
We have dream
that's
casserole all the
amazing.
time.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Dream
It's so
casserole.
yummy.
She's an insane cook. So a really good cook. My uncle's like the huge barbecuer. She's the tremendous cook,
Well,
and
our dad was a chef. So our dad was a
yeah.
chef. So there's very few things we can't cook, but like it's about the way flavors lay on each other, right? And so that's I think why flavors and textures, right? The combination. That's why okra is so shocking to me. I can't handle the flavor and that goo texture. I'm like, oh no. If I wanted to eat a pickled snot rocket, I would rather not ever.
Oklahoma. I love it.
Okra.
There was actually a lot of Oklahoma people out there and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
do. What's it called? I
And
don't know if she gives it out. You might have to
there's
dream
an
it.
okra Texas. Really? Is there really an okra Texas? Or are you joking? Because I'll believe you today.
Yeah, you joke about this, but we were actually talking. We're like, man, we treasure hunt all day and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's like, we're done hiking. We need a break from searching our clues and stuff like that. Sometimes we jump right back in the books, but sometimes we're like, oh man, we got to do something else, like, go hunt ghosts or stuff like that. So we're like, man, whatever we're doing at night, we should just show. You know what I mean? We should just also do that also. But I don't know. I don't
That's
think
actually how we got the
probably
event center is because Jam and
Yeah.
I were thinking about doing a ghost hunting show on the side. And there was a haunted place called the Metland in Dillon. And
the
there's
Matlin
actually
Hotel.
and it's we got the center because we called the guy and to ask if we can go film in the Metland, and he's like, are you part of that event? Because I have an event center and I heard you guys might take it to the fairgrounds.
No, I mentioned that we were taking to the fairground and he freaked out and said, why aren't you doing it here? And I said, we don't even know anything about that place. And so I was able to put the right people in touch because that's not me. You know what I mean? So in Montana, okra is a southern thing. It's usually pickled in a mason jar. I heard someone talks about the container and okra, but these are just things I've read. So Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure why I don't know if that was a clue or if he just likes okra.
If he just
So,
likes okra. But it's like
all right.
how subjective that we think everything's a clue now.
Everything's a clue. Speaking of possible clues, Uncle Hiram's going to talk about Victoria Peak. That's the rumor
I'm
we
just
heard.
saying, again, it's his
If you're
origin
not
story.
subscribed, go to his page and subscribe because
Yeah.
you don't want to miss that. I don't know what's going to be in there. I also heard that possibly the 2 songs in the audiobook are there. I just want to remind people, go subscribe to Uncle Hiram and stuff like that. I also heard if they get to 1,000, they were at like 350, and we said, hey, go sign up to them. And now they're up to 430, and they're like, hey, we want to do something with this. I heard there might be something special at 1,000. So make it happen. Yeah, cousin Lori is my best friend. She probably loves okra. She probably gives it to her pet raccoon Ricky, and for sure,
They
yeah,
love it. Pickled
they
or
love it.
boiled? Oh my gosh, you're killing me, Laura. You're killing me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Next question.
Oh wait, do you have something else?
No, I was just gonna say let's get to the next question.
Let's get to the next question. Here we go. Let's see how many commercials we have.
Okay. What app or system do you recommend to see established property lines to make sure we stay on public land?
So for those that don't know, the treasure is publicly accessible. You don't have to go gallivant on somebody's private property. Please don't do that. I'm sure especially people that live in this area would very much appreciate it, and everybody else throughout the entire search range. Let's just keep it safe and fair, and legal. So there are a few apps out there. I think they're available both on Android and iOS. One of them is, I think the most approachable one is called OnX. That's ONX. They have like a backpacking version, I think, and they have a hunting one. Any of those will do. And what you can do is, if there's a search area you're interested in, you can kind of zoom in on that area, and it'll show you all the surrounding property rights, so you don't have to guess. And if it's not publicly accessible land, just cross it off.
I love it. Just cross it off.
And then if you're a more advanced user, what I have used for many years is an app called Gaia. That's Gaia. It's a little more advanced because there's a ton of different layers that you can add to it, and it's not for the faint of heart. But OnX does great. Oh, I see a hand raised.
Before we jump to that, whatever that question is, OnX and Gaia. So that's kind of what we talked about. We talked about OnX actually before we even had that question. We were talking about it in chat prior, that's the best way to find it. That's why OnX owes us royalties. They just don't know it. So, but yeah,
I've used OnX. I have actually I have 2 different versions of OnX. I have OnX Hunt and maybe it's called OnX Trails or something like that. I have 2 versions. I didn't know. I went to look for it the other day and they're both there. So I was like, oh, great. I bought something crazy. But I do love the features. So the very first time I went to Montana, I think what blew my mind so much about that whole basin you see like right outside of before you go up the hill towards Polaris is it's vast, number one, and there's just fences everywhere. So all of a sudden I'm like, well, wait a minute, where is, the public land? And so somebody, I might actually have been Petey Pab might have been the one who told me get OnX, or maybe it was Jason G. One of them told me get OnX. I open it up, and sure enough, you'll be able to see the whole time exactly what's public and exactly what's private. Yukon trees in Alaska.
This is amazing how much
Oh my
okra
gosh,
talk. I've never
there's
seen
so much okra facts, and it's probably so inconsequential.
I'm learning so much. Maybe we should retry okra again.
I'm not doing it. It's
I
not
think.
happening.
Would you guys like to see her try okra again?
No, we wouldn't.
I'll have her.
We would not like to
if
see
you
me
guys want
punished like that.
I'll cook it up. Oh wait, I forgot. Was I doing a poll? I was doing a poll.
If only you remembered your things. Who'd like to? How about this? Who'd like to see Jam finish polls? Okay, but that's huge. So what is everybody using out there? I mean,
so I use OnX, which is great. And actually, we were out in an area in Dillon, and the property owner was Double Omega. Double Omega. And so now it came down to, well, wait a minute. Could this possibly be some shell corporation that Justin owns? But he says it's not near a mile of his property.
It actually doesn't matter if he owns it. It's not there. If he does own it, it's not there. So
right.
Don't get excited.
Double Omega? What are the odds of someone with Double Omega owns a land that we were going to search on, but we couldn't because it was private property, and it was double omega, so double arcs. So,
But are we agreeing? I want to get, I can't remember what he just said that Gaia. I'm actually going to get Gaia because I wonder if it's better. Like if Justin Posey recommends it, I'm like, he would know, right? So I'm tempted. I love that Jam cast his poll 82%. Yes. There you go.
we had a high success rate. So,
Double Omega does have a subsidiary. Let me tell you, you want to talk about a rabbit hole jumping down Double Omega.
yeah.
Like all the things. Like it's just, we've got to
Here's what
remember.
I was thinking is, what if it's the steward that owns it? He ain't no friend. Oh no, but it's a business partner.
The business
So,
partner at that point. Like he says, like,
yeah.
let's not overcomplicate it, guys. Let's not overcomplicate it.
But that's what we do. We overcomplicate things.
Overcomplicate
We don't
things.
like simple.
Let's
We want it as hard as
undercomplicate it.
possible.
Let's undercomplicate it. Let's assume that he's telling us the truth, and that if he says it's not going to be within a mile of not only a business he has, a place his family owns, or a business he's associated with. Let's jump to the next question, Jim.
Okay, sorry.
You're sorry. You're fine.
No,
I mean, I haven't watched the commercial in like 5 minutes. I'm dying.
I was laughing at people in the comments. Here we go.
Oh, they're hilarious.
Will I specify if it's on federal or state land? No, but it's publicly accessible as of today.
A lot of people are saying that we could use the waterways.
Oh, this is big.
This is huge.
Private land to get to it.
We have a loophole virtuoso.
Yeah.
I love it. A loophole virtuoso.
I don't screw up the law here. Don't take legal advice from me, but it is my understanding that in many places in Montana, if you are on a waterway that is considered navigable, in other words, one where you can float a watercraft, you can actually float through private property because the owner, the person is allowed to access the area up to the high water mark, as I recall. Don't quote me on that. You might want to look it up. But it is fair to say if it's publicly accessible, it's fair game.
And there's a commercial just in case. Is K-Pro still in here? K-Pro, are you still watching? So here's the thing. When Justin said this, I was sitting next to K-Pro and Cousin Lori hadn't come and sat next to me yet. We were blown away because for us, the fact that he only quoted what he thought to be true about Montana law, it didn't go, or whatever state you're looking in, was huge. That was huge.
It was very interesting that he said Montana, and not like, I know Montana's rules, but I'm sure this is for everywhere, but it is a federal law. So I already knew that was a federal law. I assumed he'd know it was a federal law, but he did not say it was a federal law. He said he thought it was a Montana law. So I thought that was interesting, and I think it definitely caught him off guard. I think that's why a lot of people are saying not only this one, but the one where he basically says it's in the Rockies. It basically, a lot of people are thinking he basically just told everybody it's in Montana. And when people go, why would he have an event in Dillon, Montana, if it's in Montana? That's basically, a lot of people were thinking that should exclude it. And now people are like, oh man, looks like maybe he wants to kind of wrap this up by the end of the year, maybe early next year. So maybe he's trying to speed it up. So that's not necessarily something that would be a deterrent. So,
well, and people have such mixed feelings about this, right? Like
a lot of people,
Eric's,
like this one right
they have
here.
Mixed feelings. Well, and the reality is this: is that for you think it was a nothing burger, then it's a nothing burger. But for me and my own personal confirmation bias, it was huge. It did feel very authentically answered. Like he drew that answer out and was just like, "No, we're going. This is this. I'm telling you this." But in other instances, he would say this state, that state, or check with your kind of stuff. So it was just odd to me. Rob, I have really bad news. It turns out Justin is human. He can
it
slip
doesn't
up.
seem like it. He's very calculated.
He's very intentional, sure. And he calculated. I hate that word. It sounds so nefarious.
Yes.
But he's very intentional I don't know if Justin watches our show, but
he has watched our show quite a bit. That's how we got him on our show and stuff. But I don't think he's here tonight. So
yeah, I mean, not unlike us nerds, he probably is doing something different on a Friday night. For what it's worth, I did go out to dinner with my good friends and have ice cream tonight before I got home. I live a big life. So I do think though that like if something really hold on, many of the Forest fans were in New Mexico.
Sorry. Yes. So more Forrest Penn through his events in New
Holy.
Mexico. That's where he was. That's where he was from. And Justin does own a home in Polaris, which is right outside of Dillon.
Right.
So that does make sense too. So absolutely could be that.
Huli and Huli, a noodle is so easy to pack.
That makes me
It's
laugh.
so easy to pack.
Definitely. That's how I'm getting around it. But you don't even have to because it's the high tide water. So it's when it's low tide out, you can basically just walk right around the coast. They can't do nothing about it as long as you're on the high tide water part. You could be out in the dry. So
Ben, I love that point. Ben, you're talking about New Mexico. Is that correct, Ben Solo?
this one right here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, he makes a good point. So much of what's happening in this poem in this book is that this is like that homage to Forrest Fenn in many ways. And I don't think New Mexico. First of all, I don't exclude any state. I'm going to be honest. I'm probably never going to search in Alaska, but like it's logical. It's it comes down to the logic of it. It's logical that he could think New Mexico just from the Forrest Fenn portion of it alone.
Yeah. When do you think these hunts will all be done? Well, guess what? There'll be more out. There's never going to be all done. There's already 4 over $1 million hunts right now. So it is not just Justin's hunt that's out there with an over $1 million prize. You got JCB, there's Treasure Inside. He's got 5 boxes. So once this one's over, you just do that one until Justin drops the next one. When yes, he just takes 6 hours to write a poem. I tried to help him. I'm like, roses are red, violets are blue. Where's the damn treasure, man? So that's why he doesn't use me. So
no, Ben, I'm not saying you said it's in New Mexico. I'm just saying I'm not trying to exclude New Mexico. But I was asking what your comment what state you're in.
Mexico was probably the second most but the second most liked state by people that are in the Justin Posey hunt, with Wyoming a close third. And then of course Arizona and a few other places now sprinkled throughout and stuff. So that's probably why she was saying that New Mexico, there was a lot of New Mexico people, and I think a lot of them switched, but not. I mean, here's the thing: I'm not even in Wyoming right now. I'm not in Montana right now. I'm looking at Wyoming, which probably makes me dumb, but I'm okay with that. So,
I mean, I'll call you dumb. I'm your sister. I can do that, but I also still like you, even though you're dumb.
All right, here we go. Next question. That was a really good one. So. See how many commercials we got.
Nice. Okay. Do you design and make the cover art? Good.
Yeah, so the cover art on the book, I actually did design that first. And I gave it to a cover designer who iterated on it and kind of cleaned it up to make it presentable, and I think he did a fantastic job. So yeah, it's fair to say that the original image was created by me, and then we continued to evolve it. I see a hand up. Yes.
The double art's something that exists or something that had to be created?
Is the double arcs, something that exists or had to be created? That's a tricky question, actually.
Fair spread.
I want it. It's actually a really strange question, knowing what I know. Ask the question one more time.
Is the double arcs something that exists or had to be created? Did you make the arcs, or are they just out?
Is a double art something that exists or created? Let me think about this. I don't want to give away too much on this, so I'm going to have to punt. I apologize.
Wow, a first punt. So I didn't mean to go to the second question. I thought that it was a follow-up. What's it called? Emma had to drop really quick because his dog was going crazy. So the very first question, now I already forgot the very first question because I was paying so close to the second question. what was it? You got to created by man or nature or human. That was interesting, right? So, what was the first question? Man, I already forgot it. This is that ADD kicking in, and I can't remember. That's why we need Emma here, because she'd be all over whatever that first question was. But the second question, I was paying attention to, because this is really important. He wanted to answer it, but he couldn't answer it, about the double arcs and what were they man-made, or did he make them, or anything like that. And he thought and thought and thought, and then he punted. Now, and this was a question from the audience, right? So this was something that he could not be prepared for and had to really think about. The cover, thank you so much. The cover was the first question too, and with the cover, it's actually interesting. So I was there. Welcome back. The place, it fell apart without you. They were like, "Where's Emma?" Jam's fumbling the ball here. With
I'm
the
sorry,
cover,
my dog had to go out.
no worries. With the cover, it had someone showed me something. You flip it upside down, you see something else, and you see some other little things on there. Other little faces and stuff like that.
Right.
And
There
the amount
was
of people
3
that were
faces you can see on the
the other
cover.
people that were showing us like faces and other things like this, I'm like, whoa, I never noticed that. I always thought it was just the guy on the front. So
Right.
really interesting stuff.
Well, and if you have the first version versus the second version, somebody showed me that a D was missing. Hold on, I have both of those versions here. Let me see if I can show it to you.
Yes.
I grabbed them. Hold
So
on.
you found 2 clues on the cover. Now, were they faces also? Did you find the other 2 faces, or are you talking about something completely else? Oh, here we go.
Okay, so like here's one. So you see, this is an original book,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and it's got like a little D, like right here, like right there. There's like a little D right there. But then this one is the second book. You can tell because it's got the Netflix symbol, and the mark is gone.
Yeah, which means it's not important. So the other question, I don't know if you heard it because you had to walk away, was the double arcs question. So I think double arcs is something that was made by nature. So when the question's asked, was it made or I mean,
Or
doesn't
created.
mean could have been created by lightning, or could have been created by water dripping. It could be created by a lot of reasons, earthquakes and stuff. So I mean, he could have easily said, yeah, it was created, and let people try to figure that one out by themselves. But he didn't. He just said, you know what? I'm just going to punt because it's a strange question for him, which is a strange answer to say. If you knew what I knew, you'd understand why this question is strange. So, but we don't know. You got to tell us. So
Exactly. Oh, exactly. Next question.
All right. Here we go. Maybe.
I can't hear it.
That's okay.
Hold on.
Now that the Netflix show came out, how many clues are in the show?
Wow. How many clues are in the show? I don't think I've actually, funny enough, I don't think I've ever counted. And
Never
some of them are kind of compounds. You have to look at a number of scenes in order to understand something singular. So with that in mind, the number of singular clues, let me just count them up in my mind. 1 second. Let's see. There are at least 5 singular clues, at least. I think probably more if I really thought about it.
You at Pizza Guy.
Who's hungry? Who needs a Pizza Guy's pizza?
They owe us money for this, so.
That's so funny. Okay, 5 singular clues and probably more. I can think of what I believe to be at least 2 clues. Obviously. So, okay, we have the lock, right? The lock, big clue. The spur, okay? There's debate about the clock, right? People believe the clock, people don't believe the clock. So that's 3. So
The safe
singular
numbers.
clues. Yeah, the numbers. Yeah. The dial of the thing that you put things in and you don't let other people have it.
The safe
safe.
numbers.
That's the word.
Yeah, so what's interesting is there's two that we haven't figured out. The two easy ones, which is I always find funny because I always say there's going to be problems that he thinks are really hard and we're going to figure out really quick, and the problems he thinks are super easy and we're not going to be able to figure out. And apparently there's two that make him laugh. He thinks it's some kind of joke. Well, guess what? That means there's, besides those two, there's at least 3 others, but that's not a lot. Not a lot of clues.
Well,
in
he
there.
said those two, he feels almost punked that nobody's mentioned it to him.
Right.
Nobody's
There's only
mentioned it.
3 others, right?
Right.
So
So he's
or at
probably
least
heard
3
about,
others.
I mean, what were those 3? Obviously the lock. Like all of a sudden magically a lock appears on the one screen, right? So there's that. And
The
again,
clock
we talk
has
about
to
the
be something.
spur. We talk about the spur in our group, but maybe to other people that's not a clue.
What if the combo is the cipher? What are the letters for Tucker? TUC. No. All right. Well, it could be Tucker.
Yeah.
Is there 5 in there?
Compound clues need several scenes to understand one thing. Singular clues 5. Yeah.
Could the arcs be an azimuth, intersecting azimuth, or great circle? Yeah, it absolutely can be. So a lot of people think it's a circle. A lot of people think it's those possibilities. So yeah.
Kelly, I agree with you. Kelly, not the Tucker parts. I don't agree with that. But the in plain sight, that part I agree with. Ben, what do you mean? Like a group, like a Discord? We don't have a Discord.
Yeah.
We don't. We're
Well,
not Discordians. We go to other people's Discords. I
that
actually
seems like a lot of work. Okay. Like I see K Pro. We're just talking about how you guys have a Discord, which they should go to and sign up
Yes.
with. That seems like so much work. You know, it's like we don't
Yeah.
have time. We're trying to do this, and we really are treasure hunting and stuff like that. I don't
There's
know how
at
K Pro
least
does it.
4
I don't know how she
Discords
treasure
out
hunts,
there.
does shows, and does Discord. I mean, that just
I don't know
feels
how
like it takes
everybody
forever.
does it.
Yeah,
We could
there's
barely
some
do the stuff
really
we're doing.
plus there's really good Discords out there. It's like
Yeah.
the only reason we would have a Discord would be to saying, hey, we want to promote our show. That would be the only reason
But
to
the
really do
reality
it.
is Calazars
Yeah.
always promotes us, and so
Yeah.
does Mysterious Writings. And
Yeah.
you know,
So yeah, no need for that. But thank you for asking.
yeah,
So,
I mean, well, and who wants to come talk with us? I mean, we do
well,
this,
we
that's
talk
it.
we
Yeah,
talk all
we
the
talk all
time.
day.
We're in their Discord. So I'm
That's
in
true.
Calazar's Grand Adventure, the Serious Writings,
And I
more
don't
in
know if you're
Calazar, but I'm there.
I don't know if you're the Ben. I mean, my problem is that I never know who anybody is until I meet you in person. But I don't know if you're the Ben from the One Forest Fen, Finding Forest Fen's Gold, but I'm part of that Discord
That's
too.
that's
I
Ben
read
Napple.
that.
That's Ben
That's
Napple. So
that's Ben.
yeah.
I don't know if that Ben
Yeah.
Solo's him, but like, so for reference, like that is an example of I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to speak in Discord, which I know you're like, what? She's always talking, but I read that Discord all the time because there's it's not you, yeah. So I don't know. So there's another Discord that I'm in that it's not appropriate for me to speak because I don't know. It's things that I don't know. So
Yeah.
like I just read those. So there's so much ways to find information, but for the most part, there's the 2 big ones, and it's like between the 2 of them, there's 15,000 followers.
Yeah.
Who needs more?
More than that. There's
Yeah.
like 16, 17 combined.
Yeah.
It's huge. They're huge. And why would you reinvent the wheel? They're so great too.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
they have so many channels. They're doing it right.
Yeah.
They have so much experience. But yeah, go to their, you can always ping us, go to their Discords, and you
Right.
want to talk to us and stuff like that. Just go ahead and add us there. You can also just DM or private message, whatever they call it now, whatever you kids would be calling it nowadays, DMs, PMs, whatever. So
Scott, in that one scene where they've got the towel with the anchor on it, and then in the corner of the towel, there's like the little gold thing. Is that a compass? I would love to know your thoughts. I've been looking at that. I have blown it up. I cannot tell.
Yeah.
It's so Mysterious Writing's
Here's
fantastic.
yeah, they have a
Yeah.
good Discord too. The thing is you don't have to be joined to just one Discord. Make sure you're joined to everything. Just like what's it called? If you subscribe to us, go subscribe to Calazar's. Go to subscribe to Froggy. Froggy does great stuff.
Oh yeah, Froggy.
Go subscribe to Mysterious Writings. Go subscribe to everybody. Someone actually left me a message going, "Oh man, you guys are annoying. You talk too much. I watch Mysterious Writings. They basically have really quick videos. They get to the point. They do the answer." I'm like, "That's great. I watch them too. Go subscribe." I love the different way people do different things. So, including us. So
I said something about stars and squares.
last night about the stars and squares, about the questions.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay, I was thinking, I just bought a celestial map. I'm like, what did I say? I should not have spoken. Okay, so here's what I said. People have asked 3 really big questions. It's super important to understand Justin's team. Justin's team is basically his family members. It was his cousin Lori and her daughter and her boyfriend, fiance. I'm sorry if it's her husband. I apologize. I'm not. And then so that was his team, and they travel and they helped him with that the project. They ran that project. Lori is fantastic. Her project management was great. When KPRO gave them the list, Lori's daughter, who's part of the group, read through the list, and she started the questions she thought they would want answered. So she thought they would want them answered. Justin came through and was like, this is not enough questions. He went through and wrote squares around the questions that he wanted to make sure were answered. That's why there's some questions that have squares and stars and some. And so we were the reason I brought this up was for 2 things. First, people kept going, who's the team? And I mean, it's very simple. That's who the team is. But most importantly is here we're focusing on stars versus square. And the reality is the important questions are the questions that had neither. And so I want to know what those questions are, the neithers.
Yes. Yeah. And they, what's it called? They went through it. So you got to go through K-Pros and Mike's at Calazar's. Now, here's the thing. You guys want to know the K-Pro thing? Then you should be subscribed to Calazar's, because guess what? As soon as she gets permission, I guarantee you they're going to breaking news live. I have my notifications turned on. I have my Calazar's. I'm on their Discord. I'm watching closely, trying to figure out when is K-Pro going to drop this amazing thing. I've tried to find this whole bunch of times. So as soon as they do, I'm super excited. You know, K-Pro is going to, as soon as she gets permission, she's going to help you guys. She's going to drop it on a live.
Cool, Ma. Thank you. I did not know that was a flask. That's so helpful. K-Pro, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lori's daughter starred questions. And when Justin read them, there were not enough questions. You need permission. Everybody's got to give K-Pro permission.
We're getting a PowerPoint.
I love the PowerPoint.
Wait, could you at least say who we're waiting on? Can you say that? Who we're waiting on?
So we know who to pressure properly?
Yeah. So I know who to bug. Now she's not going to tell us. We shouldn't have said that.
No, you should have said, so we know who to send flowers to? Like
yeah,
that.
So we know who to, what's it called?
Who to take to dinner?
Wait, full press said you have permission. So if that was the right person, you expect to go live afterwards. Yo, Rob gives you permission. I'm hoping one of these will be right. And as soon as you have it waiting for permission for the person who found it, they get full credit. I love that about you,
K-Pro. I love that you always give the person who finds the information. You always make sure that the person gets credit.
Well, if they're watching today, tell K-Pro, and then she'll go live tonight if she has time.
Oh my gosh. She's going to
kill
you.
She's going to
kill you.
If you get permission, she'll go live tonight.
I give K-Pro permission too. But
yeah.
I don't really know anything. So
yeah, no, my permission's been given. My person.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Those people know it. I'm waiting. That's true.
Well, okay, let's move on. You think it's 57 minutes to do one more question?
See, if she gets the
She'll
permission,
go live tonight for sure. Listen,
turn your notification on, because
my notification.
You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be, you got a PowerPoint. Come on. You can't turn down a PowerPoint. All right. One more question. Should we do one more question?
Let's do one more question.
You know, whenever we say one more question, it's always going to be like, how do you like to tie your shoes? Bunny or loop and pool? So let's see what the one more question is. I'll bring it up. And
Kelly, good choice. You don't want to be out of the loop. You never know the thing you'll hear.
Yes. All right, here we go.
He's 5. Okay, that's good. Thank you. That's a good answer. Next, this cipher is tough. Can you give us a hint?
Yeah. I like the bold moves.
The cipher is actually really meant to be approachable. It's not, you don't need an advanced math degree or anything. Actually, you don't need a math degree at all to solve this thing. I mean, if you can add 2 numbers together, if you can do basic, say, multiplication, whatever, you're fine. So,
which 2 numbers?
Which 2 numbers? You pick. I want to make sure I get this right. What was the question? Oh, the cipher. Cipher. The cipher The cipher is not in the poem. It is elsewhere. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, that's a good one.
Whoa, it is not in the poem. It's in the book. So if you're looking in the poem, you're looking in the wrong place. For one, it's in the book. It's really important. That came out. A huge drop, I think, right there, right? And he basically says you don't have to be a super math person, but you need to know how to add and maybe multiplication.
multiply. And I think I
So
turned to K-Pro and said, I'm out. When we were sitting next to each other, I'm out.
yeah. So it's in the book. Sounds like it has to do with numbers, adding, I would assume subtracting, since he didn't say it, multiplying, possibly dividing. For sure, it has to do with some type of math, though, I think, because why would you even mention math when you're talking about that? So,
Right. It's very interesting, though, because there's been, like I said, when if you follow us, we have a team. And one of the members of our team is very convinced that there's coordinates. And I know it sounds like it's me. I'm not unconvinced or overly convinced. I think it's logical that there would be some way, because of the way he talks about how you will be able to walk up and just get the treasure, right? So I'm not, I just keep trying to look at this from a way where numbers would make sense, right? I just want it to make sense. And he's like, it's not overly complicated. And then you added math to it, and he overcomplicated it for me. That said, I do math all day long. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. Calculators.
can it not be on the map also? He only ruled out the poem.
It could be. If all he
The
ruled out was the
map
poem,
is
everything else is
in
fair
the
game.
book. Yeah, the map's in the book. So therefore, 100% it could be on the map. So and you think it's not, this is what I was asking here. So it's not fully math related. It's alphanumeric, which kind of makes sense, right?
Right, but then how do you, why would you divide it or multiply alphanumerics?
Yeah. Calculus or geometry. Oh, I don't know if we'll get very many people solving that. I think it's basic
Calculus,
math.
I'm
If
out.
anything.
Does he have
Yeah.
a business math option? Is there a
Yeah.
business math option?
Yeah.
Listen, I can balance your checkbook. I can do your mortgage. I can do your taxes all day long. Please don't make me geometry.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that, like I said, it's not complicated. Shift like Caesar ciphers. That was a good one right here. Because you're right, that's numbers, right? You're talking about moving letters over 1 or 2 and stuff. And the fact that he labels every chapter, right? I know that's how we got the original. It was like AFTTT TFTA or whatever. Is the name of the chapters, it's the treasure trail, and all that. What's he say?
Yeah.
Y'all throwing
He's
around too many big words
words.
right now. A stop button. Okay.
1203. Oh, Sneaky, the searcher.
Sneaky's throwing in a lot of numbers out there, so you gotta pay
Sneaky's tossing
attention.
it out there.
The chapters do have funny names. They're all, what's it called? The treasure trail and stuff like that. So I don't know if he did that on purpose for a clue, most likely. But we'll have to figure it out. But look, no yawning. It is Friday night, though. We have special drinks and stuff like that. I hope everybody has a drink. We're all going to be
I do
watching.
have a drink. I have a Vitamin Water Zero, who also does not sponsor us, and we didn't even have a commercial for it, but it's delicious.
No, but if there are any vodka companies out there that want sponsorship, I will drink your vodka for you. Not for me,
on
for
air.
you. You can totally do it.
4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. You still drink your vodka on air. A plus D equals 1 plus 4 equals 5. Oh, Charles Chapman.
Yeah. That's
love
exactly
it.
Yes. This is what I'm talking about. We just need a show. We should get on with Mike and K-Pro and just get trashed.
We should have 4 of us
and have everybody watching from home. We all get trashed.
Like the time we did a Harry Potter drinking party, and every time they said Dumbledore, we had to drink like that. Oh,
yeah, that was so funny. They were like, I'm like, every time Dumbledore is in a scene, you have to drink. And they're like, no, he's like a main character. He's going to be in the scene all the time. I said, fine, whenever they say his name. Well, he gets kidnapped or something. I don't know. I don't really follow the movies very well. He gets kidnapped, taken away. He wasn't in the movie for like the whole rest of the time. But they were like, Dumbledore? You mean Dumbledore? Oh, come on, Dumbledore. And we were drunk in the first 10 minutes. So
10 minutes in, hammered. We are
Yeah,
not
good
good.
times.
Okay, so it's an
Okay.
hour in, guys. The question
Thank you so
is,
much.
do we do this again on Monday? Wait, no, not Monday night, because that's not a night we go live. Do we do this again on Tuesday night?
Yes,
We'll put out
maybe.
regular content on Monday. He's gonna put up a poll and keep going through the questions. It's been a lot. It's been a lot for people. We don't want to over inundate you, and we don't want to take away from other shows. So just let
Yeah.
us know if you want us to do another round, and we'll keep
Plus,
going.
we kind of want to get back to our regular scheduled program, which is talking about the book and talking about
Right.
a lot of our clues and stuff like that. But these answers are just so amazing, and important.
They
So
really are, and they're
they're
so important.
they're really long, though. It's like just trying to read
Oh,
these answers out. It
Jaeger.
takes
Oh,
forever.
Hooley.
Jaeger. Oh my gosh.
Hooley.
See,
Jaeger is my favorite by far.
I don't know which way she's facing, but
Oh,
whatever
all
she
I
is,
know is
that's
this
her
is
favorite.
Jaeger's delicious,
So
and then all of a sudden I'm like laughing too much. It's not attractive.
yes, for sure. We will totally do that. Thank you guys very much for showing up. We really appreciate you. Hopefully
Did you
you
put
guys
up a
had fun.
poll? Did you cast your poll?
What was the poll? What do you
Do
want me
we
to
do
put
the
up?
next round on Tuesday night or not?
Okay, let me jump in here.
Debates the emotion bed.
Let's see.
It's so funny.
Do another round of questions
On Tuesday night.
or regular shows.
Well, I think no matter what, we do a regular show as we usually do on Mondays. We generally put
drop
it in
it.
the can and we drop it,
All
and
right.
then K-Pro goes live that night. Yogurt video is epic for the entire
Okay.
history of two.
Of questions on Tuesday. Boom. We'll
Oh,
just start
hard
that.
cider, delicious.
I probably won't end it, so it'll just keep going out there to the
Well, I
end of
just think
time.
it's really fun because I think it's really cool to be in these. And like I said, I'm so thankful to K-Pro and Mike for showing
Yeah.
us how to not be stupid. And like after last night, I'm like, why have we been transcribing these questions and then I read them out loud, but we can just show
Yeah.
a snip?
It's actually funny. People were like, "Man, why are you giving Emma a bad time?" Is first of all, I'm her brother. That's what every time she gives me
That's
a
what he
bad time.
does. I do.
But
give him a bad time.
we talked beforehand, and we were like, "Hey, we should read the whole entire question, the whole entire answer, so that
Right.
people don't think we don't want to leave out a part that people are like, "Hey, that was important. Why did you cut that out?" Which is why she did that. And then I turned around and gave her a bad time about it because I thought it was funny. So,
Holy, we
okay,
can't do another lives this weekend. I'm on call both Saturday and Sunday.
yeah.
So sadly, I am working on the weekend.
I believe it or not, I actually have a bunch of treasure hunting scheduled. So what's it
He
called?
does.
I have
He
a
used to treasure hunt.
4-hour
Scott's
treasure
back in
hunting
Montana.
clues coming up. Let's see here. So I'm going to end this because we don't want to be letting this go forever. And it says, what did it say?
I can't see it.
It was, there we go, 95%. Ooh, all right. Well, then we'll do it.
Yes.
Tuesday we'll do it, but we'll try to drop a show Monday if we can
Jody,
get out
we'll
on time.
drop a show because we actually have
Yeah.
a bunch of content that we created around the new chapter that's in the audiobook.
Mhm.
And we were talking about the clues in the song Arcade. So
yeah. And hey, just really quick, K-Pro is so respectful. There's no way she's going to tell anybody. There's no way she's going live without permission. So there's no need to bug her as much as we were having fun and teasing and stuff like that. She won't do that until she has permission from the person who actually discovered it.
Man.
And when they do, they want to sit on it for a little bit. So we have to respect that. They want to sit on it a little bit and analyze it themselves a little bit. So that's great. And as soon as they do, then K-Pro, turn your notifications on and you're going to see K-Pro go up there with the PowerPoint.
Before you jump off, if you don't already subscribe to Calazar's because when she goes live,
almost
you
at
want
10,000.
to know. You want to subscribe to Uncle Hyram. You want to make sure that when the Victoria Peak video pops, you're ready to watch it. You want to make sure you're following in Discord because K-Pro is kind enough to also say, at everybody, I'm going live and here's what it's about. So,
very respectful. Come on now. She will not give it out. She will not do it. She will wait patiently.
K-Pro has great children. They're so fantastic.
Uncle Hyram, click on that. I'm telling you. I don't know if there's going to be clues
Victoria
in
Peak video.
You're also going to probably get the songs from the audiobook that if you don't have the audiobook, you can't listen to. Well, I think they're not words, but that's okay. And who knows, you might, maybe, I don't know the legal reasons, you might even get the Golden Greed ones. Who knows? We don't know. Like I said, it's not us doing it. So
Ben, it's our pleasure. This is a community. We really
Mm.
care about it. We wouldn't even be here if we didn't have help from other people. And more
Yeah.
importantly, we want you to find the clues you need. We're treasure hunt with us. We're not hiding from you. So
Yeah.
whatever we can do to help grow the community, everybody's been so good to us. We're in. We will put out a video on Monday night, and then we will be live on Tuesday to look at more questions, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.